What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today I want to talk about an industry that I believe will be very, very successful in Africa, right? And I think the blue collar industry, the trades, right? Plumbers, electricians, carpenters, people who deal in building and maintaining infrastructure, right? Cleaning companies, things like that. The what can be considered the lower echelon of most desired businesses, right, in America, right, that people do when they're in the lower class to pull themselves up to the middle class. Sometimes if they're really successful, they'll put themselves up in the upper class just by having these businesses that are not so sexy, right? Like having your own cleaning company is not exactly sexy. You're not seeing people, showing off their, fancy jewelry and going out to five-star restaurants saying, yeah, I got a cleaning company, right? But there are people who have jobs cleaning toilets who are millionaires, right? Because they grew the business and they have contracts and they did what they had to do to create the volume necessary to have that type of income. But the businesses are not sexy, right? I believe that African Americans who excel in these type of businesses anyway, we excel in all these what is considered the non-Instagram sexy businesses. I think if you take, now I know, this is not a think, I know if you take those businesses to, and that energy that you have, for the skills that you may have, whether it be a plumber, electrician, or whatever, you take that to Africa and create a business that provides services, maintenance services, for infrastructure or building things, whatever it is you do that's in the blue collar realm. Like over here, you may make 45,000, 65,000, 55,000 a year, on a good year, working for a company or something like that. You may make $100,000, working for yourself and doing side jobs and things like that. But if you take all that hustle mentality and all your skills to Africa, first thing I would do is I would get some willing participants who either are also in the trade over there, and the ones who would like to learn the trade, go over there, train up yourself some pupils, right? And form yourself a company and become a multi-millionaire. Create the next Fortune 500 company, the next global freaking global company within that industry. You could do that. You literally can do that, right? Go over there as an African American and make an electrical engineering company where you train up people to know how to do the discipline, and you get government contracts and you get corporations paying you to fix or maintain their infrastructure. Go over there and start a cleaning company, create jobs, right? Teach the people how to do it properly, to our standards or whatever, and then go over there and create a company doing that. Go over there and create your own nursing clinics and create your own pharmacy clinics and things like that. The things that's not considered sexy, the things you don't see people going on Instagram hustling about, making all their millions of dollars while sitting behind their computers. There are things we do with our hands that make us a ton of money, and there's a market that's wide open for those businesses to be massively successful. So I believe that things like that will create jobs, because those are things that African countries need. They need those type of industries to come and maintain and beautify the infrastructure. We always talk about infrastructure and we always like to say, look how good America's infrastructure. Well, some places in America, look, when we go to other countries, we try to measure them to our standards, right? And some people even complain that their standards don't measure up, right? But if you see that their standards don't measure up, and you should know that that's a business opportunity, right? Somebody has to do it. Instead of complaining about it, be the solution, because the money's in the solution. So plumbers, electricians, carpenters, masons, people who know how to organize HR departments, administration, accounting, accounting firm, all that stuff, all that middle ground, middle America, non-sexy businesses that make a ton of money, off the internet. Those are a lot of the businesses that I believe that African Americans can go to Africa, and be wildly successful. And they'll be creating jobs at the same time. Because here's the thing, and one thing about Africa is, especially Nigeria, they build concrete, right? They build concrete. And if you look at a lot of the concrete structures in Nigeria, you know, you'll notice that because of soot and it's been sitting there, a lot of the buildings don't look very pleasant, right? They don't look very pleasant. Why? Because there's no industry there maintaining the buildings. There's no industry there power washing concrete. There's nobody doing it. So imagine you going over there, right? Spending some money, getting some power washing equipment, right? Getting all the things you need to operate effectively, you know, within the bounds of the country and what they have to offer, right? Imagine you having a business and you go and you power wash and you make one building squeaky clean, right? And that building is right next to another building that's not squeaky clean, right? So all of a sudden, you know, the building next to it gonna be like, well, shoot, how come his building so squeaky clean and not mine? They're gonna call you so their building will be squeaky clean, right? And then before you know it, you got contracts up and down the road. You got contracts all throughout the city simply power washing concrete to beautify the area, because no one's gonna wanna look bad next to the next person. And that goes for any type of business. If you can beautify it, if you can make it look nice, if you can bring it up to standard, right? And they pay you, other people will pay you so that their building can, and their infrastructure can look just as nice as the one that you just did. That's how it works. So I believe those type of blue collar, middle of the road, non-sexy jobs, businesses that you can go over there and create. You'll have a lower overhead over there, right? You have people willing to work, willing to be trained, right? They're not gonna complain. They're not gonna show up late. They're gonna show up on time because it's an opportunity you're providing, and they're not gonna waste it, right? So you have more people to be pliable to what it is, how you want to operate in order to make business, right? So I would just partner, like I say though, you want to partner with somebody over there and you want to make them equal partners, right? That way there's no conflict. You know, you want to make sure that you're empowering people while you do it, and everybody can make a ton of money, I'm telling you. All right, so that's just my idea. Yeah, I'll take it. Tell me other industries that you think that would be good in Africa. Leave it in the comment section. Let's brainstorm, because that's what we do over here. We got to be giving each other's ideas so that the idea can spark in somebody that we don't know heads that's probably paying attention to the video, or that's responding or talking in the comment section. That's all I got to say for now, guys. Afro Think Tank, learn some, teach some. I'm out.